already. I see you bouncing all over the place. Your phone. I gotta get another, what do you call it? I'm gonna wipe the camera off, guys. I'm sorry. I like for my lens to be clear. I should have did all of this before it started, and here comes the rain. Just want to talk to you guys, man. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be a extra crispy, professional production here, man. Just old bootleg cowboy from Georgia, traveling through Miami, man. Hope y'all like there wherever y'all at. Once again, kind of somber. I wasn't, but I got up and I was finally able to get my video uploaded, man. One moment, 5 lives, a massacre in North Carolina, man. Tell me if you watched that video, how you feel about it. Let me see how this comment thing works, because I thought about that last night. So I don't even know if guys are coming. And when I say guys, I'm talking people when I'm live. And I got to get used to this live thing. I don't really do live, so I got to get used to the whole process of doing them, stopping to watch the comment section, respond and engage and interact. Because I'm used to really just sharing my thoughts, man, and then at the most, you know, I come in the comment section on the videos or content. But I'm here, we'll get there. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching the videos, and all that you do on your side, man. There will be more cop watching videos. I have, if you don't know what the Wanderers is, it's a segment I do where, you know, I investigate officers who either get fired or allowed to retire from their police departments after criminal and corrupt activity, so they can remain, you know what I mean, in the police sector. You know what I mean? They don't get charges and things on their records that would eliminate them from being law enforcement officers in America. So anyway, that is that is the Wanderers, and I do have a different officer coming. Maybe this week or maybe next week we'll talk about him. He got fired or resigned, and then, you know, obviously he is in another department. But I don't belabor the point. I want to get to why I'm here, guys. Moment, 5 lives, 1 civilian and 4 officers murdered in North Carolina. A host of other officers were shot. And, you know, as tragic as all of that is, thank God that that is where the tragedy ends. If you are not up to speed, if you're not hip, you can go to any damn media source right now here. Type in North Carolina, type in 5 officers. I don't know if you know how to use keywords, but I mean, it's obviously the, you know, a hot topic, trending topic in our country right now. So I did a video on it. Give me 1 second. It was released this morning at 10. If you haven't seen it, it is live on the channel. And again, right now, riding to my destination, I was reviewing that video myself. I was listening to the live video, the same thing you guys listen to. I often do that before I upload it and release it. I mean, I do that so many times it gets irritating, honestly, but I thank God. And while reviewing it, man, I had some thoughts, and I'm just gonna give those to you guys, man. And they're definitely coming from Terry's side. If you don't know, Terry was the one who was shooting at the cops. They were there to arrest him. He allegedly, and we have to, I have to stress that he allegedly, because this is America, and I don't give a damn unless they got you on camera. Even if they have you dead to right. I need to stop saying that, and I just had that epiphany live on camera. Let me let my windows up so we're not losing any volume or audio. Even if they have you live on camera doing it, I didn't make these rules, right? These are the penal codes. These are the perimeters our justice system has to abide in, right? Even if they have you dead to the right on camera breaking the law, you still have a right to the entire judicial process. And that's why people are absolutely guilty of crimes, but they don't get the same punishment that someone else has gotten or will get for the same crime that they committed, because they're extenuating circumstances, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm saying all that to say, by no means does the police, any police department, law enforcement officers, by no means is any court issuing a warrant and those officers having a warrant for anyone's arrest make that person guilty of anything. That's not how it works in America. That's not how it works. There's a judicial process for a reason. Every free American citizen is entitled to that. I'm saying all of that. I said a lot of it in my video. I'm saying all that because this is what I do in life. We could be talking about anything from apples to cops being murdered in North Carolina. I do like to respectfully play the devil's advocate because I think there are a lot of sheep-minded, puppet-minded adults in this world. Children are supposed to be having their minds and characters molded and shaped. And of course we are as adults. But when you are grown, you're supposed to be more established in who you are and how you think through things. You aren't supposed to have to look externally to get your solidified thoughts on every damn thing you think and do in life, and too many people do. So I like to step into rooms, and whether I agree with my devil's advocate logic and points or not, I like to present them just to make people think. But this isn't necessarily as much that as it is me just rebelling against the system. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I got these thoughts watching my video about Terry and these cops, them murdering him and him murdering them, if we're going to call it murder without any investigations and trials being conducted. If he murdered them, then they also murdered him. If that's how we're calling it, at face value. We don't need to forget the judicial process. We're just calling it what it is because some cops lost their lives. And rest in peace to them. If you think I don't have compassion for them, please go watch my video that I did that was very thought out, you know, and it was honest and it was from my heart. Because this is going to be too. But I don't want you to misconstrue where I'm at with the matter. Human lives are valuable no matter who they belong to. I don't like the institution of policing. I greet every individual cop as an individual and take it from there. So anyway, I'm listening to this. I'm hearing all the sympathy, the mass public societal sympathy for the cops. That's where your disposition is on the matter. Hey, that's where you're at. I was on Facebook. I seen some people already, and I mentioned this in my video. Man, shout out Terry, one of the realest people ever. They already putting collages together, comparing him with other Americans who have went out, losing their lives, literally warring with the American government. I want to reiterate, if at the moment when these things happen, the person engaging the government in war murdered the government agent that died, then the government agent that died also murdered the person that was warring with them. That's what happens in war. I don't give a damn if it's the American government or terrorists from your work, the Muslim country you hate the worst. That's what happens when opposing sides face off in mortal war. People die. Now, if we're going to call it murder simply because an American government agent was one of the ones who died in the war, then that means the American government agent murder for anybody that they killed on the opposite side. But this is why I made this video. These are the things that are going through my mind, because while we're going to be inundated with all the sympathy and the perspective of the government agents and the people that love them, and I don't have, like I say, I don't like institutional America. I don't have a problem with individual Americans. But we're just supposed to be inundated with that. But I'm thinking Terry's family and loved ones would be slaughtered right now. American government, the North Carolina police agencies would probably come together, violating America's RICO laws, conspiratorially planning to destroy Terry's loved ones if they came out right now saying the same things on his behalf and the behalf of what he represents, the people, the family, the friends. If they came out and said the same things on his behalf and their behalf that everybody's saying on these officers' behalf. But what we're doing is they're slaughtering Terry in the news, digging up all of his criminal background and his past, things that he was accused and convicted of. And they're using that to propel and trampoline his argument that, hey, this evil person did this to these loving, peaceful officers. I submit to you, can we review these officers' histories too? Remember what I said? I'm not anti-humans. I'm anti-institutional America. So if human lives are equal across the board, as me, a Christian man, I believe that. America being a Christian nation, you should believe that too. Don't let my phone got hot. I had to take it down, y'all. I thought it was going to go off, and I'm too lit right now. I'll hold it. The sun is beaming on it. But if all lives are equal, if this is the standard that we're using to review Terry or any police engager of war, if this is how we gauge them, can we review these police's? I know of one of the officers they keep saying, well, last month he was named the cop of the month. Bro, there are literally stories out here about cops of the month being rapists and serial. I'm making this up to fabricate and sensationalize this video. There are real life unfortunate stories where cops who were former cops of the month, cops of the year and such, were serial killers and rapists and murderers. So you parading that just makes me think you're still just trying to manipulate the story. No, can we open up their history, the history of their lives, the history of their professional careers and all of it, the way you guys are doing Terry? Would it be so glowing if we looked at them as honestly as you guys are looking at Terry? I don't think it would be. I know it wouldn't be because, number one, if nothing else, we're all human. Now, Terry's family can't come out and simply ask that question. Since you guys are examining my loved ones like this to slander and slaughter him, can we look at your officers in this same regard? Just look at their lives. Hey, if they're as wonderful as you say they are, then it will only reveal more glowing things, right? There go one of them right there. There's a cop right there. I'm not going to mess with him because I'm talking to y'all. It's a cop right there parked in front of Home Depot. I am hot as hell right now because war is war, and the American government does not get to engage war on its private citizens, the ones who fund it, and then when they lose, they turn us into the deviant villains. Hell no. Tell the whole story. And Terry's family and loved ones should be able to come out and say what they want to say as passionately and adamantly and honestly as anybody else is saying what they want to say about these damn cops. I'm hot right now. I don't know that Terry was innocent. He could have been a villainous criminal murder. But that is the bottom line. This is America, and I don't know. And y'all set the stage that our standard was innocent until proven guilty. There needs to be an investigation and facts presented that what we are accusing, alleging, and condemning these people for, they deserve to be done. That deserves to be done. It is right and it is just for that to be done. That is not what happens. They put on them damn uniforms. They put on these suits. There go another police. Oh, they're going to get some of me today. I don't know what the hell they doing out here, but they're going to get some of me today. Lord willing, let me calm down. I'm hot. This is how it goes. We don't want this. This isn't a war that we declared on our government. This is a war our government declared on us. And when we fight back and they lose, they're some type of heroes and we're villains. That's not how it goes. And it's not wrong, immoral, or un-American for any of us to stand up and say that. If that is the case, I think in these situations, there needs to be investigations like there are in any situations. We don't just criminalize people because in a war that the American government has declared on its people, sometimes they lose lives. That doesn't make them heroes, and that doesn't make the people responsible for their loss of lives villains. There was some more things I want to say, guys, but I done got so damn heated on just that part of the video. I want to reiterate here so we don't get lost in the passion, right? I'm as passionate about every human life that God has set on this earth before my time, during my time, and after my time, because I'm a Christian and that is the spirit that Jesus Christ put in me. I am passionate about the protection, the value, and the worth of human lives because they are created in the image of a glorious and wonderful, marvelous God who only deserves to be seen as he is. And that is what we are here to reflect. So I am not okay with the slaughtering, murdering, whatever you can do to disparage or hurt or harm a human life, I'm not okay with it. Not if it could have been prevented. Not if it wasn't in self-defense or you defended someone else that was defenseless. I'm not okay with it. But in war, which once again, for the billionth time in this video, the American government it is unequivocal that they have declared that on its people. In war, people will die. And I don't think we, as the American people who the war has been declared upon, listen, I don't think we need to be apologetic about warring back. I wish war never happened. I wish nobody had to die or be harmed in war. But since they have forced a war on us, I don't think we need to be apologetic about warring back. Even if we are sad and that we grieve because lives have to be lost in a war that they instituted and engaged. Now, I want to say this again. I don't know who the villain was and who the heroes were in North Carolina. I'm not disparaging these men who died just because they chose to be professional law enforcement officers. I'm not disparaging Terry because he has a criminal record, or whatever they're saying. I don't know the man. I'm just what the reports are saying, that he has a inarguable criminal record. I don't know that. I know real life, and I know this is the exception, not the rule. I will admit that. I know real life stories about men and women that the American government has went out of their way to set up to be criminals who actually never were. I guess what I'm saying, guys, because I turned the video off. You can go check it out, man. Like I said, it's live on the channel. I probably watched about 13, 14 minutes of it, and I just listened to everything everybody was saying about these 4 officers, and I'm like, well, we need to hear Terry's side too. And that side needs to be able to be told with as much welcome, understanding, and desire to hear and listen as it is when we're dealing with these officers. But we can't get that because America is not as American as America wants us and everyone else to believe. This is not the case. It's not the case. We have these fake Van Gogh, like, you got the famous artists that I don't know a damn thing about, but I watch these stories sometimes. They often have replicas of their works because the works in certain sectors of, the high society world are so desired that they're often stolen. You know what I mean? So instead of putting the real ones out, they'll put replicas of it. That way, if a thief comes and gets it, they won't get the real thing. But at the same time, the replica looks so much like the original that it fools people, right? And that's what America is, bro. I'm an American, right? I'm not hating on my country. I'm not anti-America. I'm not like burn America down. I'm like burn the anti-Americans down because they're the ones that got America looking and behaving like everything but what America professes to be and actually are, because there are real Americans here, right? There are real Americans here that do value and live up to the principles and mission, air quote, statement of America. But then we have those pretenders here. We have those replicas, and we got to deal with them. They've declared war on us, so they've forced us to deal with them. My vantage point as a black cowboy, and it ain't got nothing to do with my race. If I was anybody, this is just the spirit God gave me. He just put it inside of a black man, and I'm a cowboy. We can talk more about that later. Trailhand Bill, live from South Florida. But I'm just here to tell you my heroes, starting with Jesus Christ and some other ones, maybe we'll mention them later too, they didn't bow down to the establishment. They were countercultural, and not just to be countercultural, but because actually what the culture was saying it stood for, righteousness and justice and truth for everyone, it wasn't. It was replicating. It was a very good replica. Well, very good to those with blind eyes. Anyone with open eyes would see it. But it wasn't a rebellion. It wasn't a counterculturalism just to do it. It was a counterculturalism that was committed to actual truth, justice, and righteousness for everyone. That's why my main hero, Jesus Christ, rebelled. And he all the way to death, he did it. You take that how you want to take it. I'm not saying kill. We don't murder people, but we war back, and we are unapologetic about that. Trailhand Bill, man, y'all go check out that video, man. Y'all want to see outside? That's what I do, bro. I make content, and then I ride around and I take pictures. So before we get out of here, I'm gonna show y'all. I done seen all of this. I'm gonna show y'all some scenery real quick. I mean, it's life. If I was where you were at, I would be appreciating nature too. So I don't want you to think I'm like, oh, this is better than anywhere else in the world, but I just appreciate nature. Like I said, I'm a Christian. I talk a lot about God, so I enjoy seeing his what he does with the world, and what this is all his artwork. So I'll be anywhere now. I found a new park that I'm gonna check out. I've been saying for the last 3 days I'm gonna check it out, but I haven't yet. But yeah, man, this is what we do. And I might go over there and see what those cops doing, man. After I handle my business, I have to stay focused. I might go over there and see what they're doing, and do some live cop watching today. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I hope life is safe and beautiful where you are. God bless. Be good. I'm out. Trailhand Bill, live from South Florida.